Let's be real for a second. Have you noticed it too? That feeling when you go to the movies and it's like the basic unwritten rules of, how to be a human in a dark room have just completely disappeared? Theaters don't feel like this sacred space for film anymore. They feel more like a circus.
And it usually starts with a moment just like this one. We've all been there. You're totally sucked into the movie, and then, bam! This quote just nails that feeling. It's this jarring, almost out-of-body experience. It's not the light at the end of the tunnel. Nope. It's just the glow of someone's phone, bright enough to basically give you a sunburn, and it just rips you right out of the story.
All right, so let's try and break down this chaos, starting with what is basically a direct assault on our senses. Seriously, this isn't just about being a little annoyed, it's a complete sensory takeover.
I really wish this was an exaggeration. Just picture it. You're relaxing, your arm is on the armrest, and you feel this tickle. You glance down thinking, oh, a bug, only to be met with someone's bare foot poking through the gap in the seats. Their toenail literally just grazed your skin. I mean, come on, that's a form of biological warfare. It is a complete invasion of personal space that should probably be illegal.
And then there's the smell. We're not talking about sneaking in a little bag of candy here. This is what people are actually unwrapping in the dark next to you. Fish pasta, an entire garlic bread, hard-boiled eggs. These aren't snacks. These are aggressively smelly, full-blown meals that become the main character of the movie, whether you want them to or not.
Which, it leads to this really important question. It's one thing to have dinner before the movie, right? But smuggling in a 3-course meal, that just fundamentally changes the entire environment. It turns this shared magical space into your own private and very, very aromatic dining room.
Okay, next up is probably the single most common complaint of the modern movie-going experience, that constant, inescapable glow of personal devices.
Now, what's really fascinating here is seeing how this whole problem just escalated over time. It started out small, right? A quick little text check, something you might almost forgive. But that normalized it, and it led to endless scrolling, then to people watching entirely different videos on their phone, and now we're at full-on laptops and iPads. People are literally firing off work emails during the climax of a movie.
So why? Why is this happening? Well, the answer is actually pretty startling. Our brains have been quite literally rewired. We've gotten so used to this constant drip of stimulation from our phones that any empty space just gets filled automatically. For a lot of people, sitting still and just focusing on one thing for 2 hours has become, and this is a direct quote from someone describing it, medieval torture.
But wait, it gets worse. We're moving beyond simple, mindless distraction now, and we're entering a whole new territory, the performance plague. This is where people in the audience aren't just being inconsiderate anymore, they are deliberately trying to make themselves the center of attention.
You might actually hear this baffling argument from people who want to justify talking. The logic is so completely backwards. The whole point of a cinema is for quiet immersion. The lights go down, the screen is massive, the sound is all around you. That shared, focused experience is the entire point. If you want to have a full-blown conversation, that's what your living room is for.
This slide right here shows the engine that's driving the absolute worst offenses, the viral disruption cycle. It's this dangerous feedback loop, and it's all fueled by this desperate hunt for online clout. Someone does a prank, they record it, they get views, and that just inspires someone else to do something even more outrageous for attention. The movie theater is no longer a theater, it's a set for their content.
And the results are, well, they're just unbelievable. We're talking about people throwing food around like they're in a food fight, someone bringing a literal live chicken into a screening, and people deliberately shouting out major spoilers to ruin the movie for hundreds of other people, all for a 15-second video clip.
And this is where it stops being a prank and becomes genuinely dangerous. This is a direct quote from someone who faked a fire in a packed theater, causing a real panic just for a video. At this point, you're not just being annoying anymore, you are creating a situation where people could get seriously hurt.
So what is going on psychologically behind all of this? Well, it actually has a name, and its consequences are affecting every single person who just wants to watch a movie in peace.
It's called main character syndrome. It's this delusion that you are the star of reality and everyone else around you is just an extra in your story. This is what explains why someone thinks it's totally okay to do a stand-up comedy routine when a projector fails, or why they see a theater full of strangers not as real people, but as an unwilling audience for their TikTok.
This chart just visualizes that delusion perfectly. When someone starts belting out a song during a musical that is not a sing-along screening, they're acting like everyone else bought a ticket to their personal concert. But as you can see, the data's pretty clear. Exactly 0 other people paid to hear that. That's why they have designated sing-along showings.
And if you think this is all just a minor frustration, think again. This isn't just about us being annoyed, it's affecting the art form itself. I mean, when a legendary filmmaker like Martin Scorsese says he avoids the very place his art is meant to be celebrated because the audience behavior has gotten so bad, you know we have a serious, serious problem. So this all brings us to the real heart of the matter. What exactly have we lost in all this chaos? It's more than just a quiet place to watch a movie. It's the magic of that communal experience.
Just look at this comparison. The cinema used to be a communal escape. A room full of strangers would all go on a shared journey together. You'd laugh at the same time, you'd gasp at the same time, maybe even cry together. Now it often feels more like a social experiment you just have to endure, where the theater is just a backdrop for someone else's content and everyone is an audience of one.
And so we're left with this final, really unsettling question. The etiquette died because the purpose shifted. When people go to the movies to perform instead of to watch, does the film on the screen even matter anymore? It's definitely something to think about the next time the lights go down.